it's early in the morning, and it's in the leisure of the living room. We've just finished breakfast. Oatmeal, of course. And our bags are packed. We're ready to go. It's a John Denver song. Yeah, but Peter, Paul, and Mary did it. So we're out the door, and the next time you see these fellows, we'll be hard at it, probably, pressing down and signing out at the visitor center. Got scattered clouds. The moon is shining bright. Let's go see what's out there. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far away. In a land far removed from here, in a time we don't know anything of. 3 a.m. in the morning. Well, here's two fellows out signing out. It's still dark as the inside of a basketball out here, but it's time for us to be underway, so we are on to adventure. Well, here we are at the base of Durrance Route, looking up a whole lot of rock all the way to the top, but that's a long way away, and we'll keep you updated. What's important right now is that the sun is coming up on Crook County, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day.
Get that moon, Frank. Almost a full moon, Dan.
Almost a full moon.
Almost a full moon. It was a full moon yesterday, July 24th.
Well, our full moon's gone, but we're no longer sitting on the ground. We're up on top of the Durrance column, the deadly Durrance column, and both Dan and Tom have navigated their way up from way down there where we started, just on this last pitch, and found our way up this far to quite a nice perch in the sky, actually.
Quite nice.
Surrounded by the glory, the majesty, the pageantry that is Crook County, Wyoming. Dan, how's it going so far?
Tired.
Up rope, it works, right? Thomas, how we doing?
As he said, the worst is probably over. This Durrance was challenging, but I never felt like I wasn't going to make it. But I've been feeling like if I got to here, it's not going to be a major problem to get to the top now. So it did something for my confidence.
Excellent. Well, ahead of us lays Cuss and Crack right here, and up higher, what they call Flake Crack. And we'll run these two together and then have a picnic lunch.
All right.
So, sports fans at home, hang on, there's more to come. And here's Dan on the hairy traverse of Cuss and Crack. It looks like just a walk, but it's not. From where Dan's at, it's a long way below me, and it's much further down to the ground where we started this morning. It's a long way down. Here he comes. Dan is the man in this case. He's cooking, hooking, and booking, while others wait below. Dan is cruising. Taking a breather here at the end of Cuss and Crack. Dan's meditating the moves on Flake Crack. The move one step after another that will take us to the top of this Devil's Tower. While meanwhile down below, the tourists look up and wonder, what the heck are those people doing? Well, here's Mr. Tom, who's just fought his way past the Cuss and Crack and through the Flake Crack.
And I only said, that's all I said, nothing more.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't even hear that part, Tom. What's been the hardest so far?
Hardest, the Durrance pitch. What do you think, the hardest so far?
Had to get it very right.
We agree on that.
The top?
So tired after that. It wasn't really the power.
Yes. The top of the Durrance or the bottom of the Durrance, Tom?
For me, let's see, I think think towards the, let's see, try to picture going up that. I think a little bit mostly towards the bottom. I think I got better as I went up.
You look smoother as you came up.
I started jamming everything, my elbows, my knees, I even jammed my helmet coming to this one. My ankle. I used every part of my body to jam in there. At first you look at it and you say, there's no way that I could possibly do that. And then I looked ahead and there was a 10-year-old kid who did it. My son did it, and there's about 6 people watching me. So I was going to die on the Durrance crack today, or be here. Stemming, whatever gets you up here, right? Obviously, we don't have all the techniques. Frank hardly breaks a sweat when he comes up. Frank hardly breaks a sweat because he has the techniques down so much. So.
Oh, I read the book last night. Don't worry about it.
Frank read the book last night. He read the book so he knew what to do.
Y'all are doing really great. And meanwhile, down on the trail, lost in the woods, are the people staring endlessly upwards and wondering, what are those people climbing up there thinking? Well, we're thinking that we're a world away from your very, very flat and very, very mundane life. And the chances are that you could make it too if you just try. But it means you got to get off the ground to go fly. We are on top of Devil's Tower, and our 2 heroes have only 1 rope length to go until they be up on top with us. This has been a wonderful day. It's far from over, but I don't have the words to tell you not only how well both Dan and Tom are climbing, but how wonderfully they work together, and what a joy I feel in my heart to be invited along on this wonderful celebration of life that these 2 fellows are doing right now. I wouldn't be anyplace else in the world. Little hands peeking up. We're approaching the top of the tower now. Dan's worked through a couple real hard sections on this last rope length, and now he's come to grips with this one, not 25 feet below the top. Dan is very near the top right now, going for the crux handhold that will make or break this entire climb. Yeah, man. Go get him, Dan.
Good words.
Well, we're here on the top of Devil's Tower with Dan the man. How did it go, Dan?
That time it was difficult, but I'm very glad to be here. Glad to lose them. I never lose them.
You have to summit to yourself. Summit to yourself.
And the people up soon, the people up soon. I'm glad my feet are good. I depended on protesting the naive that good.
Rand zooming in on that big toe, folks.
Tight. These are too tight.
They have to be tight.
Those are cruel shoes, Dan. And Brother Tom, how'd it go for you?
It was challenging, believe me, and the Durrance was definitely the crux, but I'll tell you, the next couple weren't too bad. The next couple pitches, after the Durrance, it was the cuss and crack and the flake, right?
Yes.
And then that wasn't bad. My confidence was real high. Then the next, the Saxton had a couple moves in it that were kind of tough. And then the last part, the Bailey direct, was challenging. There was one move and again I was sucking heavy wind because I was dehydrated. Didn't have any water because Daniel had a little problem with the ropes, but I made the move 3 times and I got it the 3rd time and then I just pushed up. So we were right here. So it's just it's one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. And as Frank said, here's the other one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. The fact that he did it, he's here.
Right on. And while everybody else is here feeding their face, getting water, the scholar Dan is at the summit eagerly reading all the entries in the summit log. That man is so long time, it's painful.
Is it way down?
Absolutely painful.
I believe so. Wheatley Center.
Well, there's a visitor center where the bus pulled up, and people looking up at us as we're looking back at them. It's a beautiful day on top of the tower, and the west face that we're at the top of is just a wonderful place to dock over the edge, especially with these bolts right here that we can clip into real safe. And let your feet hang over the edge, take in the view. It becomes a very dramatic view, as a matter of fact.
Daniel.
And here's Daniel's turn at looking up, out, and over the edge. The over the edge shot really is quite dramatic, because it's a long way down there. And it's very, very steep. And from Daniel's feet, we pan down to the visitor center, and then in the west fields of the tower sits the lovely and unique Devil's Tower Lodge. Come for an evening stay in our bed and breakfast. Come for the whole week and be entertained for 7 full days. We specialize in weddings, honeymoons, and honeymoon rehearsals. So, for all your getaway needs, call toll-free 1-888-314-5267 or on the World Wide Web, www.devilstowerlodge.com. Come to where the adventure is. The summit post at the top of Devil's Tower. Dan and Tom. And out there to the north, Montana. And around slowly. To the west, to the Missouri Buttes. And beyond that, to the Bighorn Mountains, which we can't see today. Oh well. Swinging out to Keyhole Lake. And finally back to our rock stars here at the top of Devil's Tower. Well, we are now safe on the ground here after 3 long rappels off the top. How did things go for you, Dan? Any questions?
We didn't climb it. We're dreaming. Here, you don't feel that, do you? You're asleep. You're asleep. We're not.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. We really climbed that.
Frank said we did climb it. Should we take his word for it? Pinch yourself. Frank said yes, we did climb it.
And y'all did really well while you did it too. You guys are a class act. Dad and Lad.
And guide.
And the Devil's Tower.
We just came down that.
From this perspective.
As steep as it does. It never,
oh, this looks steep. Don't worry about it.
it never looks as steep on TV.
And tall.
This will probably look pretty steep, huh?
We'll find out. And so we're even on the Tower Trail pavement. Terra firma, firma terra. And here are the 2 studly guys that just climbed Devil's Tower. And here, behind them, rises Devil's Tower and the route that they did. First we did the approach pitch, and then up the leaning column, up the Durrance Crack, stair-stepping right into the shadow, through Cussin Crack, Flake Crack, Chalkstone Crack, and then up the daring Bailey direct finish to the summit. Yes, believe me, boys and girls, 2 very daring and very, very bold men here today, Tom and Dan.
Congratulations.
I've been blessed with sharing a day with these guys.
Let's say
now on to ice cream.
On the count of 1, let's say thank you, Frank. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Frank.
No, thank you, Tom and Dan. And there go our heroes on the way to sign out at the